So as we transition to the other side of the floor, we're going to start out with Cade Cunningham's on-ball defense. And he hasn't been necessarily great at the point of the attack, especially against quicker guards, but Kemba Walker, who's kind of have a rejuvenation right now, you see a good rep here against him. Stays in front, contests the mid-range pull-up, and gets a miss. So that's a really good rep. Okay, I won't say he's perfect at that. We'll show some clips here a little bit later. Here on Julius Randle, I thought this was one of his better defensive clips I've seen in the month of December on Julius Randle. Stays in front. The double and the triple comes, which I didn't think was necessary. I thought he held his own perfectly fine there, but you see him give a great defensive effort there. And then here, I really love this, and I really love the end of it. So you see the ball pressure, and I'll talk about where this could be an issue here in just a second, but he stays on the ball, active hands, and then this part right here. First guy to the floor, dives, and we've seen that from Cade Cunningham. I think that really endears him, not just to the fans, but also his teammates. His teammates have to love and appreciate that as well. And then just the length and the active hands here, I could just show 2 or 3 different clips of this where it gets a transition opportunity going the other way. So that's all really great on the ball from Cade. But there are some negatives as well. So here against Kyle Lowry, you see how up and pressuring he is. And so what this is going to lend itself to is this. He's here, he gets beat, and then he ends up with the foul. And foul trouble has been a major issue for Cade Cunningham. And we're going to see on this clip here also against Caris LeVert, trying to stay in front, gets moved a little bit, already got his hips turned to the sideline, is beat, and then he comes down with his hand. He has good hands, but here doesn't get the ball, ends up in a foul, and sends LeVert to the free throw line. So you can see where he could hold up better in these point of attack situations. And then especially in closeouts, okay? Right here, he's going to close out. Closeout's a little bit too high, a little bit too far, immediately gives up the baseline drive, which forces another rotation and ends up with a wide open 3 that Kemba Walker's able to knock down. So just some small area of improvements there for Cade Cunningham in those situations. And then getting through screens. I'll highlight these off the ball as well, but you're going to see here, it takes him a little, like he ends up going way over the top on these. He doesn't really fight through them very well to stay a little bit more attached here. And playing drop coverage, you see how far Isaiah Stewart has to drop to help on Kemba Walker because of how far behind Cade Cunningham is, and it ends up an open 3 for Julius Randle that he just happens to miss. So I'll show that in off the ball situations as well. So as we transition to that, we'll start back with the good. Okay, even though here you see Cade getting beat off the dribble again, but on another rotation, able to meet the offensive player Duarte at the rim and contest. And again, I'm not saying he's going to be like a high level rim protector as a guard. He has shown an ability to do it at times, along with the willingness to take charges when necessary. And then here's that aggressiveness off the ball as well, and anticipation, high basketball IQ as he runs through a passing lane and gets a dunk on the other end. Now here's him getting through an off-ball screen, chasing Fournier, already a little bit behind, not hugged up to the shooter, and then watch how far he ends up bananaing around this, and Fournier gets a wide open lane. It's the same concept as the ball screen with Kemba Walker and the ball in his hands, just off the ball. So I think getting through those screens quicker and not ending up so far behind his man is going to be a huge part of Cade's game. And then there's just, occasional lapses. I highlighted it back in November. Here, he should be running to Kevin Durant right now, seeing Sadiq Bey's rotation. He should be sprinting out here already, and you'll see in a second he realizes the sense of urgency after Kevin Durant catches it, but he's just a little bit late. Now one thing I do want to highlight is something he seems to be getting a little bit better at. So he's matched up with Kevin Durant earlier in the year. I really think he would have helped off here on the drive, and watch how he doesn't stay hugged up, but he's not leaving Kevin Durant. He's going to be right there on the catch, and I think that's one thing he's learning is how far away he can get from these shooters and number 1 scorers in that situation.